What's up guys, I trust you are all doing good. It's your host Herman and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, can you like the video, subscribe and turn on notifications for more video like this, and also to as well help the algorithm for others to see as well. So thanks for doing that, and also do want to turn on notifications so that you get notified whenever I post my videos and you'll be among those first watchers, the early birds. So thanks for doing that and welcome to the family. And today I'll be taking you guys on a step-by-step procedure, a step-by-step walkthrough on this GBPCHF trade I took. So it's just a trade breakdown, just from the buyers to the entry, from directional buyers to the entry. And I said, you use your higher time frame narrative, use your CRT for your direction, and use your MSNR levels for your entries. We have CRT as candle range theory and MSNR as Malaysian support and resistance. Right, so basically I said use your CRT for your direction, not range, and so that you know where you're trading from and where you're trading to. Like, your direction is very, very essential. So first and foremost in this strategy, you need to just pay attention to higher time frame narrative. What is higher time frame telling me? What should I focus more on higher time frame? What are we looking out for? So on higher time frame, you will see that okay, this is on GBPCHF, right? It is on a weekly, it is on a monthly scale. We are very, very much bearish on higher time frame because we are just breaking the lows. You are breaking the low, and we have another low created already. So you are breaking series of low on lower and on higher time frame, that's on a monthly scale. So different, like multiple break of structure to the downside. This already has symbolized that okay, we are very, very much bearish on higher time frame on a monthly scale. So this is on a monthly scale, so we are very, very much bearish. And last one that we had there is actually a major break of structure here. So why do I mark it from the body and not the wick? Because a body break is actually very valid compared to a wick break. So I use line charts like this to make sure I see my main break of structure clearly. This is supposed to be from the body and not the wick. So this is the body of the line chart here, and also just take a look at that. So body break are very, very stronger compared to a wick break. So I'll see what we add here. We had a break of structure to the downside here. So take a look at this. Let's take a look at this here. So you had that break of structure to the downside here. It is on a monthly scale, right? So you are still very, very much bearish on the monthly scale. And you are looking for your time frame narrative because you want to be very sure with your direction. So in a scenario when you are very sure with the direction, you only worry about your entries, either your miss entry or your stop loss or wherever, or your order limits trigger or something like that. So when you are very, very much sure about your direction, when you are sure about your direction, your speed is going to be very, very efficient, because what's the rest of you running in the wrong direction? And direction and speed, they work hand in hand. So take a look at this. You have this movement on higher time frame, right? This is on the monthly scale, and this is what we have on the monthly time frame. So we have this upper close scale level here, sponsoring a rejection on the monthly scale. Take a look at this. So this open close level here that happened here. So this is what we had here, and you see this could be a potential CRT candle here, and this is going to be a potential CRT candle low because it works alignment in the direction of the market, right? So if this month candle actually close below here, then we anticipate more bearishness on GBPCHF to the downside like this. Yeah, something like this to the downside. So if this month actually closed bearish, this December month that we have left, we have 6 days. Yeah, you see that we have 6 days. Just take a look at this. We have 6 days, and 6 days and how many hours? So we have 6 days and 11 hours for December for this month to end, right? So take a look on a weekly scale. What do you have on a weekly scale? So you see that we are moving from a higher time frame rejection, right? So you could just see that okay, now this is the upper close scale level that happened on a higher time frame. You could have refined it to one of these key levels. So just go back to your line chart with markers to see where the key levels are. You have all these ones here. So line chart with markers, not ordinary line chart. So that you can see here we have this. You have these levels here, and you have these levels. So you could have just defined all of the V-shape upper close scale level on a monthly scale to these key levels on this level on weekly scale. So this is that refinement to this level, and this upper close this level. That's also multiple buys, like once, multiple buys again to the upside, multiple sell. That makes it very, very strong, right? So this is what I'm looking at. So take a look at that. So here, this is what we have. This is what we have majorly here on weekly scale or weekly time frame, and everything is still screaming selling, and selling, right? And besides, take a look at what we have here. After mitigating that weekly level, we have the CRT high here, and we have the CRT low here, right? But my last CRT low I was looking at for is going to be this one, because this is the immediate one with those 3 candles with the same color, right? So that's what I'm saying. So but that aside, so we are looking at this first CRT first and foremost, right? So and what else do we now have here? We have series of rejection on this weekly scale from these levels, yeah, to this extremely one here. So these ones are just by the way, but let's focus more on a daily scale. Let's see what we have here on a daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, what do we have? We are looking for more bearishness in market, more sales in the market. Because why? Just take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is very, very, very essential. Take a look at this. So we have multiple break of structure, which is over this upper close level, our break of structures on H4. So we have multiple break of structure and we have imbalance created. So this is the imbalance that we have. Yeah, this imbalance as well. So that was the imbalance. So markets came back and filled up the imbalance, another break of structure to the downside. So this is another break. So if you go back to your line chart to see it, this is another break. So that's another major break of structure to the downside, right? So that right there is actually a very, very essential thing to pay attention to. And after that break of structure, what do you have? After that break, what do you have? So you can see that after that break, what do you have? You have a CRT candle for me, and a key level very close to it. So this is actually a CRT candle. We have this high and we have this low, right? So this is my major CRT candle I marked out, right? These are my major CRT candle I marked out, and I still mark this candle out as a CRT candle because it has already traded above this level and has not mitigated this particular A-shaped key level. So I'm moving the high of the CRT to this high. This becomes the new CRT candle I'm looking for to trade, and this becomes the low of the CRT, the immediate low, and this is the last low. Rather, this is the last low. Sorry, this is the last low of the CRT. This one here. This is still going to dump more, but you have to work from one liquidity level to another. So that's why I used the immediate CRT. Yeah, or besides to use the V-shaped key level, because they sponsor hindrance in market. Like there are hindrance, there are things that actually question your entry, give you a retracement to the upside, pull back. So you see that it has been worrying this whole third candle. It's not really allowing the equal flow, like the easy flow of it to just move to the downside like this, like to go. Yeah, it's questioning the movement that why do you want to dump? Can't you see me here? Can't you see me as a V-shaped key level that's supposed to sponsor a buy to the upside? Why do you want to dump? Do you want to see I'm not significant enough or something like that? So that's just the scenario. So but this is what I painted, this is what I saw, this is what I'm working with rather, and this is still very much intact because all these candles are closing below it. This is very, very much intact because all those candles are closing below. So whatever I'll be looking at for is going to be a sell. It's going to be a selling scenario to the downside. So just take a look at it and bookmark GBPCHF for your watch list. So take a look at this. So this makes more sense, right? So now let's clear all these lines to make things very, very easy for ourselves, and we have a very nice chart here and a very clean chart to talk about. So on this daily time frame, you can see that okay, now we have the A-shaped key level here already. So this is an A-shaped key level. Let's move it on to the A-shaped key level here, and this is like an ABC pattern. You know what we talked about ABC pattern, right? With strong high, you have series of movement like this. Then you have a strong high, then engineer liquidity. I don't know why this is drawing like this. Engineer liquidity, then you have a movement like this to the downside. Something like this. So it's like an ABC pattern. So just take a look at what we have here. And here. So on the daily scale I have this. So I have this week here. That week is right there. So I could not really place on the right entry on the daily scale. So we add this. This is that last week. So I'm looking forward to investigate this whole week from this high to the low of that week here. So that's basically what I'm looking forward to do, right? So from that week. So now let's investigate that week to see if we could refine the whole entry. So on H4, let's take a look at how we have on H4. On H4 is this. So let's simplify all of this. So this is that level that we're talking about, and this is that CRT high that we mentioned earlier on. So this is that CRT that we mentioned earlier on, right? So that CRT high that I mentioned earlier on, it can be refined to two things. Either the KMA level that sponsored multiple rejection in price, which is this one, where it's very, very close to the liquidity, or the A-shaped key level that is here. So that A-shaped key level there. So that's the A-shaped key level there. So but mind you here, I was looking at the A-shaped key level because it's very strong. Yeah, because it's very strong. I know majorly the ideal format is for you to play this schema level because it has multiple rejection here once and twice before here it came back to it. So the ideal position for you to place this schema level. But on a daily scale, there's a long wick here. This is actually a very long wick. That's why I have to just refine it to the 50% of the whole long wick on a daily scale. So, and for you to know where to put your SL as well, so you could just go back to 3 hours as well to just check if there is any other thing to pay attention to. There's nothing above that on 3 hours. What about on 2 hours? Let's check. So on 2 hours you could not really see anything like that. So I think the best scenario for this is on H4. So this on H4 we had this. So on H4 we had this. After the H4 movement, you could see that okay, now this is what I'm trying to tell you now. After the H4 movement, what do you have? So price actually traded very close, traded like this to this high. And you see we have after price actually traded to this particular high, and it gave us another CRT confirmation, right? This is another CRT level from all these whole candle long to this upside candle, and you have this level here. So this is that level that we're talking about here, and also it makes more sense, right? And secondly here you could see that okay, now this candle here makes more sense in a nutshell. And if you pay attention, if you pay very close attention to this, you could see that okay, we had this, right? We had this one here. So this is like a CRT candle here as well. And like I said, don't forget that daily V-shaped key level that can sponsor hindrance for your entry. So that's why I actually moved from one liquidity level to another. So on a daily scale, I use the first CRT candle for my whole range. So this is the first CRT candle that I used for my whole range. So this first one here, I use this first one for my whole range after refining this all of this whole week to that 50% level of the whole trade, right? So take a look at that. Just take a look at that. So basically you can see that okay, now this is on the H4 level. On H4 level, what do we have? This is on H4 level. On H4 level, we have this kind of movement to the upside, and also it makes more sense that we are looking forward to more sales to the downside. And if you pay close attention to this, you could see that okay, we add this level. We have this V-shaped key level, and this is how I place my entry from this level. From this level here to this level, to this particular level, brother. Yeah. So that daily key level, yeah, that first daily rejection here, and my SL above here. So it's like an 8-hour trade. This is what I did. My SL is above there, and yeah, this is what I did. So I use that level, and I'm very sure about the movement to the downside, but I just want to avoid all this drama of the reversal to the upside, because if you mark it out, you'll be like, okay, see all those wicks, they are very frustrating. Like the price action is very frustrating. Just take a look at that. See all those wicks to the upside. Then you see, okay, I just have to come here and take whatever I want to take, and I think 8 hours is enough, more than enough for just a person. It's even enough. So 8 hours is just perfect. So I saw that okay, I've seen what I'm looking for. It's like 8 hours already. So what else am I still looking for? So I'll just leave from that particular moment in price. So take a look at this. After I left, see that move, see that push to the upside. It's going to be very frustrating, right? So on second here, I would like you to see something very similar here, also on a daily scale. So take a look at this on a daily time frame here. You see that okay. Let's go back on the weekly scale and show you something. So on the weekly scale, I want you guys to pay attention to something here. If you pay attention, if you pay close attention to this, you can like, okay, now we have a CRT high here on this weekly scale. You see that weekly level here, we have this CRT high, and you have this CRT low. So this is one of the criteria, one of the confidence I have for the more sales to the downside. That's one of the confidence I have to have more sales to the downside. Like okay, we are looking for much more sales to the downside. And also here, I stated something that okay, whenever you have a CRT candle like this, let's say you have a CRT candle that goes those, something like this. So let's say this is the first candle. Candle CRT is like power of 3, like accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, right? So we have that. So we have this. Let's say this is the week. This is the week of the candle, and we have this level here. And you have this particular level here. This is that low of the candle, and this is the high of that candle. So this is the high of that candle. That's this. So you have this high of this candle, right? So this is the eye of that candle as well. So take a look at that. So this is the range. We are trying to look out for which eye will go first or which low will go first. If the high goes first, then we look out for the low. If the low goes first, we look for it first, something like this, or something like this. So wherever goes first, then we look out for the opposite direction move. Then take out the low out like this moment. So you have something like this. So the moment you take the low out, so now in this scenario, if the wick is not too long, the best case scenario, the best entry comes from this V-shaped key level created by these two candles. The best entry comes from that V-shaped key level created by these two candles. That said, if the wick is not too long, this week, if it's not too long, like you can actually accommodate yourself here. Even though if it's too long, the best scenario comes from this level. You just have to refine your entry. So take a look at that. So you can see that, okay, now you have this. So you anticipate something like this. The tapping from that particular level. Moment, please. So that tapping from that candle here, from this level, to complete the whole range. Oh, sorry. Complete the whole range to the outside. So that was basically what I'm trying to explain in a nutshell. So if this is making sense to you, then just like the video and turn on notification as well. So basically, this is what I'm trying to say earlier on. This is what I'm trying to say. So we have this all these levels here. If you pay attention to them, you see they are very, very strong. So I said, you see this particular wick is very, very long. That wick is very, very long. So let's pay attention to other. Let's look for other CRT candles as well that are sponsored here. So take something like this. So this CRT here, this CRT candle, and see this wick here, sponsored that CRT to the downside. So let's take a look at other CRT candles as well. You see a nice CRT candle, a nice CRT candle, a nice one, a nice to talk about. So this is another CRT candle here. So take a look at this one here. So you have this eye, and this is the low of the CRT. So take a look at this candle. See how it sponsored that CRT to the downside. So let's look for another CRT candle, major one here. All these ones have a very long wick. So let's look for a buying. If you could see one. Let's see. These are not a CRT candle. These are not a CRT candle. You see them very, very, very clear when you see it. It's going to be very, very obvious. Like one here. You see this wick is very, very long. You have to just investigate that wick. See that down to the downside. So this CRT candles here. Let's look for more CRT candles. I think there's one here. This one here. So that's basically what I'm trying to explain in a nutshell. So take a look at this as well. So this is from this rejection, CRT low, CRT high. Then take a look at this. CRT sponsor multiple rejection and multiple buys to the upside. Just take a look at that. So you see them very, very well everywhere. Just make sure your direction is very, very correct. You just have to make sure that your direction is actually intact. Because if direction is wrong, none of this is going to be very valid. So direction is going to be the one that will give you that confidence in your entries. So not just anything. You just have to pay attention to those candle closure and how they react in price. So let's look for another CRT candle. If you could see one here, I think that will be all. So basically, I'm just trying to give an example of what I'm trying to explain here. So let me show you the execution of the charts, execution of the whole structure that I marked out here, the execution here. So let me take you through my Telegram channel. A moment, please. So basically here, so this is my Telegram channel. So this is that trade on GBPCHF. You see that I entered from that level that I refined from that particular entry here. You see that that's actually a refinement of that particular entry that I showed you guys on that video, on this video rather. So you see that, okay, this is the level from that daily refinement to that H4 level, right? So this is that level here, and take a look at this. So this is that execution from that daily, from that daily level, from that H4 level rather, so that lady CRT level before the before the impulsive movement against the upside. And also, yeah, let me give you an example of something very, very similar to what I'm trying to explain here. So take a look at this. So one of these brothers from my Telegram community here, give a testimony about that entry model that I talked about earlier in this video. So take a look at this. So this is what I'm trying to explain here. You can see that, okay, whenever I said that CRT candle here, I said that CRT candle here, it's upper close key level rejection, and we have this first candle here, this first one here. We have this first one here, and that CRT candle that caused that rejection, it's that CRT candle that caused the rejection is that one used for his entry, and which works perfect well. So if you can do little, then you can do more here, honestly speaking, because if you cannot flip anything from any amount of money, you can never flip huge amount of money. It's just about percentage and numbers. So if you can play around with small price, you can't really do well with huge numbers as well. So take a look at this as well. So this is on another scale. See, so this is on BTC USDT from that weekly rejection here that I showed you guys in that last video on my YouTube channel. So from that weekly rejection, you see that you have these levels again. So take a look at that. See that drum. So you just pass this from my account from just these videos you guys are watching. So there's power in whatever you think you have, whatever you think you believe, there's power in it. Just make use of it efficiently, and just dwell and make the hell out of it wherever you discover it. Work your way around it, work your way out of it, and this is new here. Make sure you have something that works and you have to leverage on for the rest of the year. I still remain your host, Aman. So let's go back to Trading View, and also here, let's go back to Trading View, and also here, this is on Trading View. Moment. So let's go back to Trading View, and also here. Basically, just make sure you hold on to what works. Use all of this here to learn. Use all of this here to learn. You use all of this here to learn, practice, know what works, and make it your own. So the next year, 2026, is going to be an eventful one. You have something that works, you have something to leverage on, and you have something to go back to. Yeah. So thanks for staying to the end of the video. It's nice having you guys around. I'm looking forward to see you guys in the next video, and do well to stay tuned to this channel, and do well to share to your friends and family so that they can actually benefit in one way or the other from this channel as well. Thanks for being my family. I love to have you all. Thanks once again. Bye, and happy New Year in advance.